Hi friends, it's Miss Pam. It's time for math counts. I have a book about counting today. So we'll read that and then I'm going to do or show you how to do some counting with your math box. Okay? So math counts. Counting. I like to count all kinds of things. My favorite thing to count is my grandchildren. I love to count how many I have. All right, are you ready? What number do you get when you count all your fingers and thumbs? There's that little girl. She's counting her fingers and her thumbs. Do you know how many you get when you count both of your fingers on both hands and your thumbs? You're right. Yeah, it's 10. Have you ever counted steps as you go up and down? I like to count how many steps I do. This boy's counting the steps as he's climbing them. Perhaps you learned to count while getting dressed. How many buttons are still undone? She has buttons on her pajamas, and she's counting them as she buttons them. Is that something that you do too? Perhaps you learned to count by helping to set the table. How many people are going to eat here? Let's see, look at this table. They have different settings. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. That table is set for 4 people to come and eat dinner. How many people are at your table at night? I have only 2 people when my husband and I eat dinner. There's just 2 of us. Counting helps us find out how many. How many chairs are here? There's a lot of chairs because there's some on this page and then there's more chairs on that page. Let's count them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 chairs. There's 11 chairs on those pages. How many chairs? What do you think you can count besides the chairs? Let's see. Look, we have 1, 2 umbrellas. 2 umbrellas we could count, or look at these. 1, 2, 3 seashells. I like to collect seashells when I go to the beach. Do you? 2 shoes make a pair. How many pairs can you see here? How many shoes can you see? Well, let's see. There's 1 pair. They go together. 2 pairs. 3 pairs. 4 pairs of shoes. But each pair has 2. When we put our shoes on, there are a pair of shoes, but we have 2 feet. So 2 shoes. So they want to know how many shoes? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 shoes. What other things come in pairs? How many pairs of socks are here? How many pairs of gloves? How many pairs of boots? Wow, there are a lot of things to look at on this page. I see socks that match, like this sock and that sock, and this sock and that sock. And I see mittens that match, this mitten and this one, and this baby sock and this one. Do you see anything else? I'm not sure I see a match for that boot. Do you see a match for the boot? Hmm. Do you help at your house put socks together when they come out of the laundry? Maybe you get all your socks together and maybe you help mom with a brother or a sister's socks or her socks. Each number has a shape of its own. How many of these numbers do you know? Oh, there's a lot of numbers here. Look at them all. I think we sent you home in your last home packet our number rock song, which is one of our favorites. And now you have one at home, and you can take all those rocks off and you can sing that song yourself. Let's see if we can count all these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then there's more on the other side. Those are all mixed up. Collect some colored buttons and make patterns with them. Count the patterns. How many buttons? How many patterns? Look at all these buttons. That's pretty cool. There's 2 different colors, and there's red and there's blue. Do you see them? Here it looks like there's the same amount of buttons in both lines. The same amount of buttons here and here. But in this one, there are more red buttons than blue buttons. Buttons are fun to play with, and they're good for counting. How many buttons do you see here? And what sort of pattern can you make with this number of buttons? Look at them all. So we'll count the red ones, and then we can count the blue ones. Red ones are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 red buttons. So they would be put in a line. And then the blue ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So are there more red ones or blue ones? You're right. There's more red ones. There are 6 red ones and only 5 blue ones. You would be able to see that, like on this page, if you put them side by side. You would be able to see that there was a blue one missing. There are more red ones. This page is empty. What number do we use to show that there are no buttons? Do you know what number shows nothing? You're right. 0. 0 is a number, and it shows that there's nothing. There's 0. How well can you count how many bricks are in this pile? All right, are you ready? Here's those bricks. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 bricks in that pile. Oh, and here's some shells. How many shells are on this sandy beach? Let's see, do you see them? All right, we'll start with the starfish, because I think that starfishes are considered shells too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Do you have some shells from when you went to the beach? Maybe this past summer or last? I collect shells and rocks. How many cows are in this picture? Can you count their legs? Do you know how many legs a cow has? Not 2 like we have. They have more. All right, there's 2 in the back and 2 in the front. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 legs on this cow, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 legs on that cow. So altogether, how many legs are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 legs when there's 2 cows. How many toy people are in this picture? How many are standing and how many are sitting? Well, let's look. Do you see that? Dollhouse dolls. It looks like this boy and this girl are standing. So that would be how many? 1, 2. 2 standing. And it looks like this dollhouse boy is sitting. So 2 standing and 1 is sitting. And a cat. Count these balls. Are there fewer orange balls than white? Fewer means not as many. So let's see, we have to count them. How many white ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white balls. Now how many orange? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orange balls. So, are there more orange or more white? Give you a minute. You're right. There are more orange than there are white. Very nice. Which box contains more eggs? How many eggs have been taken from each box? How many have been taken from both? Well, oh look, it's a half a box of eggs. So they call that a half a dozen. And I know how many are in a half a dozen. Do you? Let's count. So 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5. There are 5 eggs in this box, but there should be 6. You're right. There's 1 missing. But look at this one. There's more missing. There are 1, 2 eggs. There should be 6 eggs. So how many were missing? How many were taken? 1, 2, 3, 4. Someone ate those eggs for breakfast today. Good counting, friends. We're almost done. We count to get an exact answer to a question of how many. So here's another question. How many strawberries have been bitten? Oh boy, somebody bit the strawberries. Do you see them? So let's see. How many strawberries have been bitten? I see 1 here, and this one makes 2. 2 strawberries have been bitten. Looks like someone likes strawberries. How many strawberries are whole? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 whole strawberries, and then 2 have been bitten. Good counting, friends. How many butterflies are on these flowers? Do you see the butterflies? They're very nice. Hopefully in the spring we'll get some butterflies to our classroom, huh? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 monarch butterflies on that purple flower. Very nice. Oh, it is difficult to count large numbers of things or people. How many people in this part of the crowd? Oh my goodness. Do you think that we could count all those people? I don't think so. I don't think we can count a big crowd of people. That's too many for us. But look, here are some friends in a line. I bet you they'd be easy for us to count them. Just like when we get in a line when we're at school in our classroom. We line up to go to the bathroom, to go outside. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That wasn't so hard. There are 5 children in that line. But we're not going to count all that crowd, are we? Too many people. It's easier to count in ones and twos. But scientists often have to use very large numbers in their work. How many stars can you count? There are way too many stars to count. Huh? We can't count those stars, but we can count these animals. And they said they come in pairs. Look, there are 2 giraffes and 2 lions. Let me take a peek again. There are 2 zebras and 2 elephants. It's fun to come in twos, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 animals. 8 animals on this boat. Oh, here's some numbers. How did you first learn to count? Do you remember? Probably by one of your family members counting your toes. And here's a page with some big numbers to look at. Look at those numbers. Look like they might be numbers of your house. My numbers to my house are 22. So a 2 and a 2. What number house do you have? There are numbers everywhere. That's the end of this Math Counts counting book. So when you're on your own, I thought some fun thing to do with your math box that I set up for you is that you have some wooden numbers. Some wooden numbers. So if you took them all out, you could lay them on your table, okay? And you could look at this little chart that would help you count to 10, right? We also have in your little box some little sandwich bags, little bags. Let me see if I put that there. Let's see. How can I make that a little bit higher so you can see me? Here. So you have the number chart and then your numbers. You can put them there. And then look, you have a bag of penguins that we used the last time we did a math game. And some snowmen. And you have some snowflakes. You could count those erasers in the bags and you could match them with the numbers. If you put all your numbers on your table at your house, and then you could put how many snowflakes or penguins or what was the other one we had? Snowmen. So this is number 1, and I would put 1 snowflake with my 1. And then number 2, I think I'll use blue ones this time. For number 2, I would put 2. 1, 2 snowflakes. That's something fun that you can do to practice your counting and to start recognizing what your numbers look like. Math is fun. I hope you enjoyed our math counts. Bye.